Well, it looks like I am live. Hello, everybody. This is Rhonda's lovely sparks. So, I am here, supposed to be working while the cat is in the background. Got my calendar, looking at some few things. I just want to welcome everybody to Rhonda's Lovely Sparks. And I'm so excited to see you all tonight. Earlier, I had a book reading, and I did not do it actually because my grandson Tristan was here. And, I've learned a lot, in my past, and it's worked, the things that has been great. So I said, let me go ahead and reschedule my book reading and really spend some quality time with my grandson. I did that this evening, and every second counts. Hello, Lola. She's my Lola. Lola. Hot sauce. Hello, Lola, my beautiful Cowboy Nation sister is in the house. And Najalista 90s. Hey, welcome back, Najalista. Welcome back. Hello, everybody. It's good to see you all. It's so good to see you all. I have had a really cool goal set for myself. And I said, I am going to go live. And I'm going to try 7 days straight and see if I can do it without feeling overwhelmed. And I've been doing it. And it's just getting the right kind of creative content, equipment that can make you feel confident, that's not too complicated, that's easy. And I'm all for easy. And because if it's not easy, in the past it used to give me some anxiety, right? And we understand that anxiety comes at all levels, but my anxiety was kind of high, and then now has tapered off, and I'm more calm. But I notice there are things in life that, sometimes we'll say, oh, that got me upset, and not really understanding that could be anxiety, because there's an elevated heartbeat, there's elevated blood pressure, there's maybe a headache. I don't get headaches, thank you, Lord, for having mercy on me. But just things that happen in the past, if it's PTSD, if it's something at school, if it's something that's, people behind in bills, and the news and politics and wars around the world. It's so many things. And there is a type of anxiety that can be controlled. It can. Just got to go to your doctor and talk to him. And then there's some organic things, and there's some mild things, and there's some heavy things. It just depends on what's going on with you. There is not a one size fit all. So welcome to Rhonda's Lovely Sparks. I am so happy to see you all here with me tonight. I have Martha right here in the background. Yay! Lola said Mavericks won. That is so cool. How was their performance to you? Was it kind of like the saying yesterday? Did it elevate? Was it dragging? Was it too close? I'm just curious. Eastside Harold. Hello, Eastside. Do you see how I get? I get excited when I see Eastside Harold. I don't know what it is. I think it's because of my ties with Houston and my experiences. I think because he's somebody that just don't give up. And that kind of reminds me of myself, So hello. Luca hit a 3. Luca hit a 3 with seconds left. What, Lola? Najalista said, I watched my best friend's wedding. Yay. So I'm just checking in. It seems like I always say this, how are y'all doing today? I'm from Texas. It's just something you pick up. Y'all is normal. Using that word, y'all. How are y'all doing today? So, okay, so that's a movie. Oh, Najalista, she likes the movies. It seems like to be in the VHS days, the 90s. You watch My Best Friend's Wedding. That sounds fun, and it sounds like optimistic. And Lola says, before half, Mavs were, oh my gosh, Mavs were 20 points down. That's probably good I didn't watch it because I'll be like, and Najalista said, that movie is crazy. It is. It's good too. And it just makes you feel good. I think the ending was pretty good. Karen, hey, Karen, stopping by to say hello. Hello, Karen. I just haven't seen Karen in so long, and it's such a treasure to see people that I bump into and see you pop in. It's such a pleasure. It's such this like gifts, and it's so incredible to see Karen, Cowboy Nation, sister stars in the house. Anybody else out there is an NFL fan? Because guess what? NFL season is right around the corner. Yes. Yas, yeah. Najalista says Michael and Julianne were both playing games. I had to rewatch that again so I could remember. I kind of forgot it, and that's pretty cool because it's like if I end up finding it and if YouTube lets me get it, then I could really appreciate it. It just felt like it was disturbing, right? And Eastside Herald said, what movie? And Najalista is speaking about a movie called My Best Friend's Wedding. Najalista, remind me, who starred in that again? Who starred in that? I'm trying to remember because I don't want to get that mixed with something married. I think I'm getting that mixed up with that. Najalista said they're best friends who both in love. Oh, Julia Roberts and Dermot Mulconry or McCorney. Okay, I remember the Julia Roberts. Yeah, those are juicy. I've been like seeing those pop up on my recommendations, and I'm like, wow, they're popping up. And I think because I've been like glancing at some black and white. It's called Noir. Is that correct? Noir, like vintage movies. Way back in the day, I call it way back in the day, but I'd go like 30s, 40s, 50s, and they called it something drama noir. And I had to actually look up and see what noir meant, Noir. And I think noir, I hope that's noir. I got to like really learn how to pronounce it. But when I was looking up movies, even though I'm growing into like a movie buff, and I enjoy that, but it says noir, Noir, and it says the meaning is a genre of crime, film, or fiction characterized by cynicism, fatalism, and moral ambiguity. For example, his film proved that a Briton could do noir as darkly as an American. Used to primarily describe stylized Hollywood crime dramas, particularly those that emphasize cynical attitudes and motivation, which mostly came out in the 1940s, 1950s, are generally regarded as the classic period. I've been looking at that, and I've been admiring that, basically. And okay, that's what I was thinking about, Najalista. Yes, it reminds me of The Best Man, 1999. Okay. And then Najalista said, I've always been a movie buff. I've always loved movies. I just never had the pleasure to indulge. It's like, just couldn't, not with 2 jobs and 2 kids and just things, it's just, it's like I fixing my table. I barely got enough rest. I just felt like I never got enough rest. Shout out to people in the chat room. I see Eastside Harold, Lola Cowboys, Hot Sauce, Nodulista 90s, Karen Dogood. Is it called Dogood? Karen, hello. I'm just so happy you stopped by to say hi. I said that I'm going to go and try my best to go live 7 days, 7 nights straight, and just see what would be my temperament with it. As how am I, and how is it going to affect me? My sleep, my mental balance, my relaxation, my adaptation, all of this. I do have to really listen to what I'm saying. Eastside asked Lola, do you have your PJs on? So Eastside, I'm kind of thinking, I think I'm not speaking for Lola, but if you really want to get her attention, you do what she says. Women like that. My goodness. Don't ever tell her no. What you think? Just do what she says. And then respect that. I mean, whether she she responded. She said, Eastside, do you have yours on? See? And she wants you to answer. And answer her. I'm just saying that got me, husband, when we were dating, he didn't give up. I mean, he was consistent. Eastside says, sure. And then Najalisa said, don't judge people mistake without knowing the reasons behind them. It's hard. I think I feel that way, and I want to carry that with me, but I have found that in some aspects, I'm looking at my chat here, that I sometimes do judge, and I think it's such a broad topic that it depends. But if we're talking about a movie, that says a lot. That says a lot. Okay, so I'm rereading the chat because I couldn't read it right here too well, but it says, don't judge people's mistakes without knowing the reasons behind them. It always shocks us, doesn't it? It always shocks us. I think people are not patient enough. I think patience really will get you everywhere. Lola says, Eastside, where are you from? See? So Eastside, if she's asking you a question, then answer. See? Houston. See? Women love it when they tell you what to do and you like, listen, oh my God. What really got me when hubby and I were dating, I think 14 years ago, I always go up and down like 14, 15, 14, 15. But let's say 14. We dated a full year before we got engaged. And Najalissa says, Texas always warm every season? No. Texas has a wet climate too. And again, it does depend which part of Texas, because Texas is really, really big, right? But Texas, with it being big, you have West Texas is a little warm. You got South Texas, of course, close to Mexico is warmer. You have East Texas that's more green and probably wetter, and it depends because with climate change, things have been a little off key. But from where I live now, I moved back home, my hometown, not back home, but my hometown. It's beautiful. To me, it's one of the best territories. Now, with Texas being a little, what we call it a wet winter, it might sound confusing, but sometimes our temperatures will feel colder than New York, because you can see that in those colder places, there's dry winters and we have wet winters. We don't have a lot of snow. We have more sleet. We can have 6 to 12 inches of solid ice. Not, and Eastside Herald's from Houston, so which Houston is about almost 4 hours from where I'm at right now, 4 hours south of me. And there has been some really strange weather. It kind of looks like this year it seems to be as predicted, like a normal per se season. But it just depends. But I can say for the most part, we have nicer weather, uh, a more nicer weather than bad. We have a longer, nicer weather. So let's say like December can be warm. It just depends. February could be our most coldest. January could be cold. But for the most part, where I live, which is East Texas, it's more adaptable. You know what I'm saying? It's like, to me, it's the place to retire. It's the place for kids. It's a place for, if you have a family. I mean, it's a lot of things you can do here. That's just fresh air. It's to me so Eastside Herald said had tornado and power outages. Wow. When I was live I hope you're okay, Eastside. When I was live for the Mavericks game, there was some thunder, and it didn't seem like we had any direct hits of really bad thunderstorms, but it's been like what you would call good rain. That means it's not anything that could be life-threatening, even though if it's thunderstorms, stay out because of lightning. Don't be walking around with an umbrella, So when we heard about that where I live, usually if it's pretty decent where I am, we know someone is catching hell somewhere else. Mississippi, Louisiana, floods, because I was looking at the news. I don't watch it a whole lot, even though I do like watching the news. Sometimes if I'm working on a project and I have my head, I'm serious with something, then I just don't want anything else to get in my ear or make me feel different, because it kind of has. I've seen some cases where there's this woman. Okay, so Eastside Herald said, I got people from East Texas. Okay, East Texas. You say Grovation and Lufkin? Grovation? Did you mean Grovation? Galveston? Or Grovation? What's Grovation? East Texas, Grovation, and Lufkin. See, Texas, it seems to be, and it is really big. But it seems like we kind of know everybody here, but it's so freaking huge. To cross across the full state of Texas will really take you more than a day. I mean, it's big. It's big. It's big. And I'm proud about that. It's like, I'm a proud Texan. I love the good politics of Texas, not the other politics. I feel my politics is good. Well, it comes around and you end up getting, the good stuff from it. But that's really cool, Eastside Herald. You got people from here. Yeah, East Texas. I think Jiffy Jeff is from Lufkin. And there's a lot of like Black community in Lufkin too. A lot of really, good, I guess everywhere in Texas, but a lot of good Black history, and it's a lot of good heritage, in Texas towns where, we've helped build cities. Oh, Groton, Groton. Let me Google Groton and see where that, I've never heard of that. There are today still cities in Texas I've never heard of. So I'm looking at Groton, Texas, and I'm trying to pop that up on images. I see Groton Navy Base. I see Groton Drive, Groton, Texas. I'm looking that up. Groton. Oh, that's interesting. And there's a lot. Texas is so big. There are cities here I still haven't heard of. I still haven't heard. And just because I say, oh, I've never heard of Groton or Groton, doesn't mean it's not there. I mean, there's so many cities here, and there's what they would call new pop-up cities, right? There's pop-up cities where people are creating their own jurisdictions and their own voting controlled jurisdictions, to control the vote, to benefit them. There's Groveton. Oh, okay. Let me look it up. GRO. I've heard of Groveton. I have. Oh, sweet. I'm looking at the population 922. Groveton is a city in Trinity County. Oh, okay, that's close out to Dallas area, maybe. Let me look up images. I'm looking at the map. It looks pretty. It's an old cow town, which I love. Yeah, you're right. It is East Texas. Yeah, that's a little cow town like me where I'm at. That's cool. I'm just looking at it, going back and forth, looking at it. Let me look at it on the map to see where you are, anywhere where Groveton is near me, where your family is near me, or friends or family. I'm minimalizing my calendar. I mean my map. And I'm minimalizing it again. Oh, okay, I see Lufkin. So Groveton is not too far from Lufkin. Oh, so you're like, Groveton is, okay. Oh, okay. So you're closer to Houston. Groveton is closer to Houston. I'm not in Shreveport, but I'm closer to Shreveport, Louisiana, which is right on the border of Texas. Shreveport and Texas, Louisiana, Texas. So I'm further up. I'm about probably 3.5 hours from Groveton. And I'm 4.5 hours, I believe, from Houston. But they do call that East. It's big. East Texas is huge. Yeah, that's pretty nice. That's amazing. 2020 census, the population is 918 people. I love these little small towns. Okay, and I'm reading the official site. City of Groveton. I just remember that name, like something very historical happened there. Let me see if I can look it up. Groveton, Texas history. Let's look up history. The community was established in 1881 when the Trinity County, Sabine. Oh, okay. Sabine, Trinity County, Sabine. Trinity is an area where there is a lot of mining out there. You heard of Trinity Industries? It's a lot of mining out there. So it's really like used to be a flat riverbed and that's where it changed the dynamics where, when back in the day, dinosaurs became extinct because of that kind of earth change, earthquakes and river changes. So there seemed to be what I heard. Eastside says, I get depressed when I go to the country. Oh, I'm sorry. Tell me a little bit more about that. You want to share why you get depressed? Is it family passed away? Is it historical wise? Give me a little bit more if you want. Only if you want. You don't. It's okay. But I was looking at the history, and I can understand that too. Eastside getting depressed. It says is the intersection of State Highway 94 and Highway 287 near the center of the county. The community was established in 1881. Sabine, I know Sabine Pass, I've heard of that. It's newly laid track and plotted a town site on the north side. Company director William S. Peters proposed the name Groveton because of a stand of blackjack trees between the mill and the town. The residents immediately shortened it and called it Groveton. A post office was granted in 1882. A new courthouse built of brick. Trinity Lumber Company. I don't know why. It's just a feeling when I get there. Well, I mean, it could be a possibility that you're feeling some history. I'm just guessing because I feel that, that you don't have to be an empath, but I am. And that just means that you have feelings, you can feel things, and which is being human, you know. Um, Let me look up Groveton, Texas Black history, because you might be just picking up some things that happened there in the past. I mean, just never know. I mean, it's no telling. It does say African Americans in Trinity County, Texas. Okay. History of Groveton Independent School District. And I'm just looking at Black history. Changing trends in education. Just looking at, just going through stuff and see if anything just pops out. But obviously, there's always history that has a lot of things that come with it. It seems to be watered down when it comes to Black history. You know how that goes. It's like we always have to dig deep, deep, deep to look at our history. It says here, Groveton, Texas, there were 177 white, Hispanic, and 83 Black or African American non-Hispanic residents. So it's just breaking down data. Ted Cruz, John Cornyn is U.S. Senator. Ted Cruz is U.S. Senator. Poverty rate 23.2%. It's just, it doesn't show any, I mean, it should show it, but like I said, for us to find Black history, we really have to dig really deep. And it talks about Groveton's history. And again, there's always bragging about different heritage, but no emphasis on Black heritage. So it's nothing that really jumps out to me as far as, me wanting to really know about Black history, even though we know it's there. Our Black history is there. It does talk about the Civil War battle. And, it talks about that. So it could be just some energy you're picking up, but maybe if it's something you want to work on, when it comes to having these bad vibes, maybe you can plan a trip and see if you can recreate something positive. I did that for my mother from Tulsa, Oklahoma, right? And like I said, my family from Tulsa are survivors of the Tulsa riots, which back in the day, Tulsa was known as being Black Wall Street. Very prosperous city for Black people. And so about 8 years ago, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago, I paid for a beautiful trip. My husband and I rented a Suburban, went to Tulsa, Oklahoma, spent like 7 days up there, got a presidential suite that I ended up negotiating for, and got a good price because it was during the time of year and a lot of people weren't coming. So it was like we had 2 outside bedrooms attached to a central living space with a bar, kitchenette, living room. I have not been there since, something happened. Yeah, you said Eastside Herald, you hadn't been there since a kid. So something maybe you saw, something you suppressed, something you felt through family, maybe a funeral, you know what I'm saying? Funerals, maybe harassment, you just something. And so I took my parents to Tulsa because my mother would always hone in those feelings like what you're talking about, right? She just felt it. I took her there because I knew my mother was getting older and my dad, and I knew she always had like really bad feelings because of that, right? The Tulsa riots. I mean, mostly everybody Black, their land was destroyed. People died. A lot of Black people were killed. Oh, every time I talk about it, makes me breathless. But the point I'm trying to make is that I took her there to recreate positive memories. She bonded with her brother. Hey, Daydream 1990s! Shout out. Daydream, welcome everyone to Rhonda's Lovely Sparks. We are 30 minutes into my so night, late night live. And I love talking to every one of you. And I love, talking to Eastside Harold with what he was mentioning. And so when I took her there, long story short, was to really help her recreate happy memories. And how do you do that? How do you recreate happy memories? It's that bring somebody. If you want to go by yourself, that's fine. But if you bring somebody you're really cool with, that's a good person to take you, to have a great time without any drama. Okay. And go to a website and see where some really like tourist hot spots there. Probably visiting family, somebody there. That's healing. Probably have a cookout, fried catfish cookout, some fries and catfish or chicken. You know what I'm saying? And just see if something can go and enter here in your spirit that can recreate this. Because I know how that feels. There's times where after I first met my husband, he helped me do some healing when I was homeless. Okay. And he ended up taking me back to Arlington. And when he took me back there, that was 15 years ago. He took me back there because I left and, I was shaking so bad. And so when he took me back there, he drove me through those streets. And it's because I went with someone that I trusted. And I just had to go through the process. We start hanging out like one of the biggest sports bar in Texas is in Arlington, about 4 stories, open, gigantic, screens. And it was like recreating something beautiful in my heart and mind before I died, and I hate to use saying die, but before I earned my angel wings, I wanted to experience something that can get in my psyche. And I had to trust the process. And it has gotten better. And I think it's because I'm with him. But something happened. You know what I'm saying? Something happened there with you. And you could have oppressed or suppressed feelings. Hello, Daydream. So Daydream 1990 says, I have a topic. Bring it up. What you got? What you had, Daydream? And I understand it has to be something that you have to be ready for, Eastside. Not pushing you off, and pushing you off into the water, and you can't swim. You know what I'm saying? It has to be all about you. And it could be something where you feel like you never have to go back and just recreate what you have now and make it better. You know what I'm saying? Like what you have around you now. You can't afford to move and spend all that extra money. Guess what? You don't have to. Recreate what you have right now. And recreate means take something in a corner of the house, do something different. Start cooking. Start changing what you watch on TV to something more positive. My husband likes watching war movies and he loves it. Martial arts and it just takes him away. It reminds me when he was a kid. Positive memories when he was a kid. Daydream said, I have a long hair and let's see. And why do people automatically think it's weave? That's a good topic. Let's start off with this. Let's say we have a people in this society that are shallow, uneducated, probably don't travel much. You know what I'm saying? And what does traveling have to do with it? Traveling means getting outside of the circle like Eastside Harold did. Eastside got out of Groveton for whatever reason. He went to Houston, to a bigger city, But it's just getting out of something that's so small that it's like it has their hand over your nose and keeping you from breathing and learning more. So those kind of circles is just maybe it's something where you have to change your environment, something where you just have to get out of that taint stuff, because sometimes people will dump on you, and they will continue to dump on you. And if it's something where you can work with that and learn how to get it off your chest and communicate some things, if it makes you feel better, you know what I'm saying? And there is a book I used to read years ago, and I know, the name is called Managing Upwards and Managing Sideways. And what that meant was is that you don't have to be a boss or something of a corporate office, but you can apply it to your life. And what it does, it teaches you how to rise above and stabilize your anxiety, and how to rise above the ignorance, because that can give you anxiety in itself. Do you know, right here, my hair is really healthy. I have a different grade of hair. And, I've had people to judge me because when I was in junior high and got in high school, I had bullies in junior high, and people would make fun of me because I wore my hair down. When I moved to the South, people were like talking about my hair. Oh, she thinks she this and that because her hair is not in a ponytail like y'all, like them. I have to watch my language, but you know what I'm saying? Like the Southern uh, stereotypical look. No, I didn't look like that with my hair. I wore my hair down, right? So it's very sad because, we see that Beyonce and, other people who have natural, beautiful hair, it's just hair goes back historically way, way back before us. It goes back when we were enslaved, free, enslaved. Let's say if you are a person of color, right? And when I say color, I'm talking about black, right? Stolen from Africa, brought to America. Then at that time, that culture, and I'm saying culture because it affects everybody, affects every race, right? That there is where people used hair to suppress the black race. You have to cover up that ugly stuff. So we end up what's the word? Being indoctrinated with, feeling, oh, our hair is nappy, when it's not nappy, it's natural. We've been indoctrinated where it's ugly, it's hard to comb. We always got to have perms, and we have to. No, I mean, I took my hair down so it can breathe, and then I'm going to put it back in a protective hairstyle. But sometimes you can get to a point where you can say, if they say, oh, your hair, blah, 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 it's weave. And if you want to release that power, then if you want to say something verbally, maybe you could say something like, I'm just saying, you could say something like, for me, how I handle things, and I'm different generation, right? I'm the kind of person that will smile, and I'll slowly just walk away because I felt that I didn't have to give anybody an explanation. Trust me, that gave me a lot of power. A lot of people misunderstand that. Think, oh, you got to be confrontational. You got to always fight. People got to pull out, the bang bang and, all this stuff. No, you don't. I'm reading at a book. I didn't have my live book reading today, but I usually have it every Friday, and I'll start back up next Friday with it because I took off to be with my grandson, right? He means everything to me. So the book is written by W.E.B. Du Bois, right? W.E.B. Du Bois. Just about everybody has heard of him, his fight. He majored in sociology. He studied race, and his goal was basically just, let me skip to just something specific, okay? What I like about W.E.B. Du Bois It's that he learned the art of honing into his power and learning how to deal with difficult people around him. I understand that was in 1920s, right? Now think about how things were then. I mean, kind of not that much different today, just because there's some civil rights, whatever being passed, it doesn't mean people are compliant. They're doing it in white collar jobs and blue collar jobs. There is hidden in corporations. All this indoctrination of prejudice and racism. I mean, it's just true. So Dr. Martin Luther King also taught how to deal, and the groups of people have taught people how to protest without being confrontational, how to protest, keeping things in. Now, I'm a 60s baby, so I'm not going to say I suffer, because it had helped me succeed in my work life, because I was only Black in everywhere I worked. Only first Black here, first Black there, first Black here, right? And that's where the higher paying jobs were. And trust me, I had to deal with that my whole life. So I had a boss that would walk up to me, and actually she would put her hand in my hair. And I said, what can I do to make it better for me? So what I ended up doing was, it will help me to, I wrote down a couple of things, and I said, what would be the list of things that will help me get rid of this anxiety? Because I was suppressing my feelings, I was holding in, plus I was allowing someone else to violate my space and touch me. I ain't touching her. I'm not touching her. So what can I do to get my power back? Tell her no. Right? That kind of example. Please stop. Please stop. Oh, and then sometimes, I don't like that. Simple words. I don't like that. When you find out that you become more confident in telling people, and that example, I don't like that. Now, as far as your hair, I have long hair naturally, and why do people automatically think it's weave? Then, if there are people that think it's weave, what they're doing sometimes is trickery also. And you all can share y'all's opinion too in the chat room. Trickery. Trickery means what? They want to put you in a position to get a comb and to part your hair and prove some shit to them. You know what I mean? What am I supposed to do? You are trying to put me in a position to part my hair and show you. You see how psychology is about that? So how do you get your power back? See if you can, I'm not saying you're scared of them, but avoid those kind of people that think your hair is fake, because these kind of people are draining the crap out of you, right? Okay, and let's say you're in a position that maybe your boss is like that, or your teacher's like that, or somebody around you, and maybe a close friend. Then you have to find a way to say something and not feel guilty by saying something about it, because you take ownership of your body, who you are. It's your hair, it's your face, it's your skin, it's your eyes, it's your teeth, it's your hands. Sometimes it's just nobody's business. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to owe anybody anything, right? Oh, I'm going to show you if it's not real. I mean, is that what they want you to do? F that. None of your mother blanking business. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. It can get your heart boiling, because then what happens, it's their abuse that's making you feel uncomfortable. So it's not fair to you, right? Because you're the one feeling uncomfortable, and you're not doing stupid shit, They're doing stupid shit that's making you feel uncomfortable. So how do you get your power back and turn that around and go, I need to stop feeling uncomfortable when they do that? And what are the things I need to do without compromising yourself without giving away too much of your power. What do? A lot of power for me is like, I never gave a people explanation, or I straight up, work with people. Don't put your hand in my hair, or I don't like that. You get to smile and just stare them down. Like, I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? Turn that shit around. Daydream says, I have long hair naturally, and why do people? Okay, I read that. And says Nodulista says I have natural long hair as well. It's racist to me because we are Black women with natural long hair. Yeah, it is. It is racist because I was getting into also how historically it goes back where they oppressed us when we were free enslaved people, right? We weren't slaves. We were free enslaved people. Okay. And then they made us cover our hair because to, number one, shame us, to belittle us. And then we came out in protest, skipping some years. You all young folks know about this history probably better than I do, but I'm just skipping, right? Just skipping through some things. Let's skip to the 60s. There was protest, right? Where it's like, you know what? Hey, I'm going to wear my fro. I'm going to wear my natural hair. I've been wearing natural hair probably 10 years. I love it so much. Oh my God, I love it. But at my job that I had, people would judge me for wearing an afro. To be honest with you, I couldn't wear afro to my job. I'm telling y'all, it's true. So we had the protests of the 1960s, natural hair. And then we had where we started really rocking the African hair wraps, tall and high and bold and beautiful color hair wraps, right? And then we start having today with you all's generation, which I love so much, that natural hair. Y'all be rocking that. Y'all rock it. Different color, different textures out there, just all out there. That is our African heritage. It is African heritage. And it's so like, hey, this is me. I own this. And in Texas, they passed a crown law where we can't not be judged by our natural hair. And they did. I don't know what the status of the case is, but this young, beautiful, young Black man was suspended from school for wearing the first day of school just some natural braids. And they were clean and they looked good on those kind of like cornrow probably look, I think. I'm trying to remember. It looked beautiful. And I'm like, are you effing kidding me? And then the government there still didn't care about the law passed in Austin that the school board still said, no, you're suspended. Then I think later on, the last thing I heard, it's been a while, that they isolated him in the corner somewhere. Yeah, he was invited back to school, but they isolated him. He needs to have a big civil rights lawsuit, civil lawsuit. His rights have been violated. It's true. I just don't be making this stuff up. It's true. His rights have been violated. Are you kidding me? This is my hair. I was born with that. Can you not live a life with something that you are born with? That you're beautiful and beautifully born with? So yeah, the times have changed. And then, with the colors and yeah, people uncover their natural hair and then some people cover it and just do all kinds of beautiful things with it. But it used to be really frowned upon with us showing our hair, us showing our natural hair, and it was frowned upon, and were punished highly for it. So feel liberated knowing you have beautiful hair and it's yours, and people are talking like that. Get them out of your life. Set some boundaries. Don't give them attention and don't listen to them, and just try to see if you have a way to distance yourself, because the things that they're saying, it is abusive. Abuse means many things. It could be physically, it could be verbally, it could be psychologically, it could be propaganda. It's abusive. It's them dumping, vomiting in your space. You're not doing that to them. And how do you stop that? So Najee said white girls started wearing weave first. I mean, that goes way back. Those people that's so beautiful back in the day. We had black people who were free enslaved, let's say Egyptians, that were more lighter complexioned. All these beautiful black and white movies you see me airing, when it has Sodom and Gomorrah. Is that the name? Is that how you say it? When it comes to, it was another movie I did, but I'm saying back in the Bible movies, historically the Bible movies and Moses, and they showed women with lots of weave. When I was a little girl, I thought it was their real hair. Then as I got older, probably in my 50s, I'm like 1 year old today. I go, oh my God, that's weave. And weave is beautiful too, because the Asians, the Chinese, the Japanese wore it. That wasn't all their long hair going past their butt, and we get a lot of our hair from India, because they can grow their hair like that, But when you get to a point, because these people choose who talk like that, they choose to dump. So the thing is, what can you do to get them to stop dumping? If you can't control them, then what can you do about yourself? Because you control you, right? So if there are boundaries you can set, if there's a way to not say to avoid them because you're scared, you're not scared. You just don't want to like pop them upside their damn head, you know what I'm saying? Or get your school books and knock them the hell out. You know what I'm saying? So you want to try to not put yourself in a position where you kicking a hole down. Just saying. You know what I'm saying? Look, I could talk it, and I really have lived that life where I have really, really am impressed on how much I have absorbed and how much I was able to turn the other cheek. But I also, in the last years of my work life, had a very good job at the very end of my work life before I retired. And I learned those last 4 years, I've learned how to take my control back by being compliant, by obeying, being compliant with policy and procedures, by understanding my rights, by respecting myself, by making sure I don't put myself where I've compromised myself. But at the same time, I felt empowered, right? That I've learned how to understand the policy and procedures, comply, but knew what my rights were too, that you can do a lot with a smile. A lot of people today ain't smiling when they say something. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it just depends with your generation. Maybe you ain't smiling. Maybe it's something where they're not understanding that. And you just have to verbally be strong with your words and don't let them see that you're uncomfortable when you say it. You have to say things with conviction and don't let them keep coming back at you tomorrow, next day, and all that. Keep thinking that they are feeling good about doing. Because, I was telling my daughter's 30 something, right? My daughter's like 30. 32 and then 34, something like that. They're 2 daughters. And my daughters talk to me all the time about their challenge at work and stuff, right? And she's young, like y'all young, you're in your 20s. And she would say, like how she handled a situation that made her feel uncomfortable. And so she's having conversations with me where most of the time she's confrontational because she said, Mama, this is how society is today. And I understand I'm older and I respect her. She's a grown-ass woman. At the same time, I like to share with them some techniques, because you can never outgrow techniques that work. You know what I'm saying? It works. Some things don't ever get old. It works. The thing is putting you first, getting your power back by doing some things. And I was talking to my daughter. It's called passive aggressiveness. 99.9% of people out there who do and say things like that, nodulista, daydream, who do things like that. They know exactly what they're doing. And it's called the inheritance of passive aggressiveness, right? They choose to be passive aggressive. So they learn how to puke on you for them to feel empowered. So, what do you do where you can stop them thinking that they're puking on you? Puking on you means when someone walks up to you and they say something or make you feel uncomfortable or talking about your hair, and then if you got this look like, they like that shit. You know what I'm saying? They like it when you react. You know, all of that. Don't give them that. You know what I mean? I know we all are about attitude. And our generation has a right to have attitude because times are different and times are more dangerous and more aggressive. And, it's just, I respect that. But then if you know how to use like psychology, it's like how to psychologically win the war. How do you get them back? There are ways, things you could use where you don't have to give the expression because they win when you do that. So what would I do? Oh God, I've used so many techniques. It just kind of depends, right? Like if I was at the job, it was policy and procedure. Someone says something about my hair. You could say very clear and sternly, I feel uncomfortable with you speaking about this because it's very unprofessional and I'm at the job. If you have someone that's very aggressive and don't want to listen, go, you know what? You have said this many times and it's not my job to educate you about something that is so personal for me. This is not business, it's personal. Therefore, I will have to get with my boss and see how she can help me with this difficult situation. Mostly what you're doing, you're flipping it and they go, oh no, I don't need her to go to the boss. Oh no, I expect her to be responsive like that because people who come out with things like that, they are trained to be passive aggressive and they're trained to dump. And now you have to get your skills up, right? You got to get your skills up. Don't take it for granted and go, oh, people like that, just stupid, dumb. No, they're trained. They're trying to look oblivious. They're trying to look like, I'm just so innocent. I don't know. Can you be the chosen one to help educate me about your hair? You know what I'm saying? Hell no. Ain't your guardian. And that's how you want to do, right? Right? Maybe we'll help in some ways. But you got to win by psychological warfare if you really want to succeed in life. If you really want that real power. Power is not necessarily always going, tit for tat. You know what I'm saying? You're giving up too much power. You don't want to touch somebody, put your hands on somebody. Why would you want to do that? Why do you want them spitting in your face? Why do you want to give them the things, why do you want to feed into their insecurities? Let's say you're in school. Let's say this environment is where, they're chatty. And yeah, look at you. Yeah, I don't believe you. Your hair is this and that. And I don't, blah, blah, blah. There may be, if it's too many girls who is in her crew that's coming at you with that, then maybe what you could do too is maybe change your crew. You know what I'm saying? Or change your route. Hey, Miss TR, what's up, sister? Welcome, my sister from Patterson, New Jersey. You know what I'm saying? So change your route. You're not giving up your power for making things comfortable for you. It's not giving up power. You know, I understand we have a confrontational society, but you don't have to give them your power. Giving up power is when you do let them see how you feel. Just kind of hold it in. You know, we watched the Django, right? A couple of days ago. We watched the Django Unchained. There's some lessons learned in that. You can see Jamie Foxx acted the Django. Learn, watch that. The movie is on my YouTube channel. It's a very good HD quality. Check it out. And what you will see is how the Django played passive. Passive means not to just respond. I mean, this man was put in a position where he saw his wife being in a hot box violated. And he held that shit inside, right? Because he knew in his head that he's a winner and he was going to get back at the mother blanker some way. He was going to win. But if he lost his cool, something would happen. It will tear down everything he was trying to build. So don't fall into that trap where you're going to ruin everything that you're trying to build. If you're trying to be, you know, open your own business, go to college, do this over the summer, because people get really shitty when school gets out. They get bold. They want to jump. You understand? Something about that time of year. They want to jump. They want to say some crazy shit. And you don't want to ever lose your cool where you compromise yourself, where you're kicked out of school, where you lost your job, where you have somebody pulled out the bang bang and your life is gone. Are you in jail for assault because someone lied, even though they weren't there to see the truth? But guess what? Not all the time does cell phone footage pull you out of a bad situation. It'll help if you got somebody with you who is recording it. But at the same time, why would you still want to go through the ordeal? So you try to avoid going through an ordeal that will bring harm to you because you're beautiful and you got long, pretty hair that's natural because they're jealous. You see? They are jealous and you don't want them. People like that are narcissistic ass wipes. They go in the mirror and they practice this shit day in and day out, how I'm going to F with her because she's got pretty hair. How I'm going to F with her because I can't grow no damn hair, or whatever insecurities, maybe something going on in their house, maybe something going on with their boyfriend, maybe they're getting sexually assaulted at home, maybe they're being violated, maybe they're failing their grades, maybe you have a pretty face, like Naja Lisa said. I have very beautiful daughters. I do. And I'm not saying that people out there that there is such thing as an ugly and a pretty. I'm not saying that. Well, I'm saying it. I have beautiful daughters. And when you see them go through that, you automatically know why. It's insecurities. They are listening to, and I'm just keeping it real. I'm not trying to hate on anybody out there that listens to City Girls, but there's some ratchet people out there, and I'm not trying to hate on City Girls because I know City Girls it's a rap group. There's some badass girls though. They can spit rhymes. Their bars are badass. Am I going to let my granddaughter know that you think I'm going to let my daughter play that in front of me? And I'm not going. I don't want to listen to them. I don't want to buy their work. I don't want to. I mean, I'm not going to hate on them either in public. That's their life. But I'm just giving you an example about ratchetness, right? It's dangerous. People are confrontational. So Naja Lisa said, "You're beautiful, Miss Rhonda. So you having beautiful daughters, we already know." Yes, it's tough. It's tough for them. God dang it! But I've had to teach them. I'm going to let you know. I've had to teach them to love yourself, become empowered by your beauty. Hone in into those beautiful natural attributes that you have. Hone in and build and become one with your higher power, right? When I say become one, I didn't say I always tell this to everybody because I want to get straight. I'm not preachy and I'm not over religious. I am spiritual, right? So what that means is that I'm not like trapped into a controlled environment to be obedient and blind and, to what I see is wrong in some environments. And because I'm a part of it, I can't speak up, speak out, speak against it because it's cult. I'm talking about those environments. Religious can be very cult-like. I'm not saying everybody. I'm not saying, I respect Buddhism. I respect people who are atheists. I respect Muslims and I respect Christians. I respect, so everybody has their piece in their religion that's beautiful. I'm just saying for me, I'm spiritual because I don't like that cult-like thing that comes with it where you're thinking you're better than the LGBTQ people. You know what I'm saying? Or you think your hair is better than anyone else is what we're talking about. Or you think because how you live in a brick house and they live in a mobile home, therefore you better. People always want to have one up on somebody else. And because you, Najalista, because you Daydream 1990s, because you Lola and Miss TR and Eastside Harold, because all of you all are beautiful people. And I know this. I've never seen Eastside Harold in my life, but I can tell there's something beautiful about him. I can tell something beautiful about Miss TR, Daydream. I don't need to see what you look like. I don't want a picture because I can feel your energy. And I trust it. I trust your energy. And I talk to you personally about this because I know what it's like. And I have 2 daughters. And I'm talking to you like we are family, and we are. It's hurtful when people dump on you. But again, what do? Kind of put some work into it, do some self-work and say, how can I plan this, and write down pros and cons and write down what's going to make you feel good and what things I should not do. I should not give them energy. I should not cuss them out. I don't need to give them all that and all that attitude and shit because that makes them feel empowered that they have effed with you. That they have got to you. Don't ever show anybody that they got to you. You keep that power. You're radiant. This is your 2 lungs that you breathe from. It's your life. You hone into that. Do you know how many times in my life I was made fun of because I have a gap? I love my gap because I have a Native American full blood, and I love my African roots because they fell in love with Africans who left Tulsa, Oklahoma, and who ran up to North Tulsa. And you had the Cherokee Indians who embraced Black Americans and protected them, okay? And so we got together, had a lot of sex, and I got mixed. Well, with that mix, I have the gap from my Native American and African heritage. I have big eyes. I like my cheekbones. I love my big breasts and my big butt. I got some skin on my tummy. I'm good. All y'all. I got my hair. I'm holding on to my strands. If I keep balding, and what? My head, and it'll be my damn bald head. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that today. I'll be 58 next month. I really worked on myself too when I was younger than you all. I was 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. I was junior high. What age is that? 13, 12, 13, 14? I was working on that shit when I was really young. So it's not like, oh, I just now came up with that stuff or I learned from TV. No, I didn't. I was by myself in a rural area in the country, alienated, and had to really hone into like what I read. And yeah, the Bible, it taught me some things, it had lessons in it. Even though I understand there's some things in the Bible I don't believe in, but there's some things that have some really good life lessons. I love Proverbs. God, Proverbs has some really good life lessons, right? So I read it and I tried to memorize it and I applied. I said, well, if this is the Bible, then maybe, because of course, we didn't have internet when I was a kid, right? Those are things I had, right? And I had the Jet magazine and Ebony rarely, but I held on to that book for years that had some things of Iman, one of the first black models. I said, I want to look like her. I want to be confident like her, not necessarily look like her, but I want to be confident with my chin up. And I'm going to smile. I'm going to smile outwardly. Those assholes that walk up to you and talk about your hair, you smile and you hold your head up. Oh, is your hair real? Is it weave? You can go and turn around and keep walking that way. You don't have to answer them because you don't owe them a mother effing thing. So Najalista said Maxine Shaw of Living Single had confidence. Yes, didn't she? Didn't she have confidence? And Maxine Shaw came out in a time where we were, as a black race, and I'm talking about all races, right? But I can only speak about my experience from being a black woman, right? So I'm not trying to alienate anyone else out there who is a different race, okay? But you all can engage everybody. This is open for everybody to engage. So I don't want you to feel alienated in this conversation because everybody has their ish that they have to deal with. But since we're talking about me, I'm a black woman. We're talking about hair and you all can engage. But since we're talking about this, Maxine Shaw came out in a time where we were just now getting some respect on TV. That what became popular on TV was watching black comedy, was watching shows about black life, right? That means we only have what, 12% of our black population in the United States of America. Do you know it's only 12% black people in this whole United States of America? Even we can go, well, there's a certain percentage of people who ain't filling out the, what do you call it? It's kind of like a survey thing. I can't remember the name of it right now, but y'all know I'm talking census, right? Still, they have an average and they have an idea, right? Your social security number, your driver's license. They have an idea, okay? But let's say an average. Think about us being 12% in this country. That means, guess what? It's not as many people as we thought of our color is in this country. That means if someone liked Maxine Shaw, that means if that show was successful that many years, that means not only us was watching it. People from different races was watching it too. Maybe people from different races were watching it and they were like, damn, that black man is fine. Ooh, look at her. She's beautiful. Maybe it opened the eyes of other people who were indoctrinated to think the opposite. You see what I'm saying? I'm not educating you. I'm just trying to pour my heart into you because I don't like what you're going through. It bothers me. But I know you're smart enough to put that together. And my advice is number one, don't give them your power. Make sure if to them it might look like you are, but as long as you're telling yourself and you're confident, believing and knowing that you're not giving up your power, and who gives a freaky frick about what others think, as long as you believe that you feel empowered and that you are not giving up or giving away yours. Let people think what they, oh yeah, your hair is weave, it ain't natural. You can say inside your brain, you. But then you don't have to say it to them. Just go, and walk the hell away. And what that means is F you. There's different ways you can cuss without telling people to their face, right? Because trust me, that person ain't going to go nowhere in their life. I had a girl that bullied me when I was in junior high, right? Because I wore my hair down. Do you know after I graduated from high school, that heifer came to a company I was working as. About 18 years old, I was working for a big company that was in the one of the largest cable manufacturing companies. Okay, headquarters was out of Pennsylvania. So kind of came out of Aluminum Company of America, Alcoa, ALCOA. Do you know that my bully? And there's something I need to work on. Don't call him your bully. Don't. I just did that. Don't say my bully. The bully. Don't take ownership of that shit. You know what I'm saying? The bully. I was employee relations secretary to the vice president, 18 years old, hired right out of high school. And she came looking for a job. Imagine, came through the front lobby, came and saw me. Hi, Rhonda. What did I do? Gave her an application, smiled, wished her the best. And if there's anything more I can do, if she have any more questions on it, what's going, what the application's asking her, let me know. Of course, I'm not going to volunteer and be her job reference. If she asked me, I would have said no. So feel empowered to say more no's than yes. Be prepared in you all's lifetime and feel empowered to say more no than yes. Don't let anybody go, oh, you're stuck up. Look at you. You all to yourself. You're a virgin, blah, 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 blah. Well, I mean, look at them fools saying that. What are you? You a hoe? You ratchet? Your hair, your breasts stink. You don't dress decent. And you're all up in my grill. You know what I'm saying? You could express yourself, take up poetry, reading, make jewelry, which I think that's what you do, Najalista. And, come up with something that can empower you, right? I write poetry. That is beautiful. I thought about having, after I get through reading W.B. Du Bois, his romance book, I thought about doing maybe some open poetry now. Yay, Daydream. Do you see how we're similar? I sing and I love poetry and I'm a writer. I have like over 3,000 pieces. I tell everybody that because I need to do something with it before I earn my angel wings. I need to share with somebody on my format. We need to have, if you'd like, maybe it could be something where you call in and recite your poetry. I don't know. I'm just trying to still figure that out. I might know something by the 1st of next year. I'm not going to do anything soon, but I think there's a lot of people who want to recite poetry. They love my channel. It's a part of, decompressing. It's a part of dealing with anxiety and stress and BS of the world, And sometimes people, the parents can say something. A lot of people probably lost respect for their parents, lost respect for their teachers, lost respect for women, lost respect for men. There's a whole lot of things people do, but just don't make these people, don't become a fan. I'll say, oh, I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan, right? I'm not so blinded if I see some fool on there do something wrong that I'm going to ignore it and just go, well, I still like him because I'm a fan. No, I never ignore. Now, Jaleesa said, I sing, I write everything, I act, I did fashion design clothes, and I know how to dress, and I'm beautiful. See, honey, I know you probably your goal, I don't know, your goal is not to be famous, but you will. And I do believe there's a God. I don't force it on anyone else. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and live this kind of life and go, well, I got here by myself. No, I don't believe that. I believe there's somebody bigger than me, right? So I believe there's a God. So I think by saying that you have something really planned, there's something really great that's in your future. Because unfortunately, you all are experiencing some haters. It's sad. Just keep boundaries set. Don't Invite these people to be a part of your Twitter, your Instagram, your YouTube. Become empowered by removing them. Don't give them your number. Change your phone number if you did. Block them. Set boundaries. No, there's always, let me give you a quick example, okay? There's different circles. There's a circle here in your heart. There's a circle there. There's a circle outside of that. And there's a circle outside of that. And there's a circle way hell on the other side of the earth, right? Well, I'm trying to tell you, put people in those circles, right? What that means is that that's how you set boundaries. So if someone's really close to my heart right there, say, well, that's going to be my husband. That's a choice I made, right? Because he's earned that spot. Okay, so think about who you're going to put there. Not everybody belongs there. Then there's another outside. It could be your parents. It could be family or something. That's outside of this. They don't belong there. And then the one outside of that, somebody at your job or co-worker or something, they go way over there. And then way on the other side of the country, on the other side of the planet, that's people you can love, but you can love them from afar. And so the circle past that, you don't have to love them, just keep their ass over there. You know what I'm saying? And then once you start identifying that, because it sounds like you all are artists, right? You're poets, you're beautiful, fashion, design, and clothing. And if you get a website, I can't wait to order some clothes from you, Naja Lisa. I can't wait to hear your poetry and your singing daydream, because obviously those things have kept you grounded, right? Writing, singing, fashion design, that you're beautiful, that you have your hair and it's nobody's business. Feel empowered that, when YouTube came, when Facebook first came, Facebook had a questionnaire. Where are you from? Where do you live? How old are you? How much money do you make? Are you single or married? What is your race? And then people of that generation felt so compelled that they had to answer everything. Guess what? You don't have to answer every question. If people confront you, you don't have to respond. Now, some idiots out there, you have to protect your life, and you got to do what you got to do to protect your life. But in general, the general public, you don't have to respond. You can do it with good taste. And the good taste having good taste doesn't mean that you're giving up your power. Having good taste doesn't mean that you're weak. Having good taste and respect for yourself means you carry a lot of power. Is why you got people like that walking up to you asking you, is your hair weave? Even with women who wear weave, it's their business too. If Beyonce has natural hair, she's wearing weave, who gives a rat's frats? It's her effing hair. My God, whatever. Do you know how many men out there wear hair pieces? You know how many men out there get hooked up and they could do all kinds of badass shit to their hair and they look good? God dang, there's people out there always shaming others because they look good in their shit. Because they looking good, they rock it well. You bald? Okay, you bald, Aaron. You're beautiful. You have cancer. You lost your hair. You're beautiful. If you got some things going on, and it's not like the majority, and you're beautiful. You're tall. You're short. You're dark. You're light. You wear dresses. You don't like dresses. You like pants. You like short dress. You like who? Take ownership, of your own life. Like making jewelry. Nodulista, that means you have something very unique that no one else can do, right? Obviously, you make jewelry. When you have a website, if you have some for sale, if you're selling it, let me know. Send me an email, and if you want, just with your permission, I'll just order straight from you. Or if you give me permission, if you want me to, I'll post it in my community tab. But in spite of what you go through in life, regardless, of people, stupid people, regardless. You're going to have more people that love you than hate. And then you'll feel empowered, not giving a damn about the hate, because you've become empowered by more beautiful people. Think about people out there running for office. There's some we like and there's some we don't like. There's some that win, there's something that don't win. And they say, if you don't like the person in office, go out there and run for office. Get your own voters. Go out there, preach the gospel, and win an election, and stop hating on others. If you don't like what you see, run for office. Same thing that applies when you have a career, when you have beautiful things going on in your life. They don't want to work hard like you, the haters out there. They don't want to work hard like you. If you have something about you that's a commodity, it's your choice. You have options. Or I'm going to use my eyes to promote eyelashes, or glassware. I'm going to be a model. I got these cheekbones. I'm going to promote lip color. I'm going to promote just being me. I'm going to promote that it's okay to be thick and fabulous. I'm not doing no booty injections. I'm not judging women who do. Just women out there, if you are, then get some reputable people to do it, okay? Women can do what you want. People can do what you want. I mean, basically, it's your body, right? Even though we have some government stuff going on out there where people are trying to control that too. But for the most part, you're a free person as far as I'm concerned, right? As far as I'm concerned, even though I know we're probably not realistically the true free like we'd like to be, but we're free. Let's live with that. So I just hope I was able to give you some love. I love it when you bring up these topics because it bothers me, because my granddaughter, her teacher, snatched her braid out of her scalp this year. My daughter is having to write up a bunch of lousy ass staff and teachers. I'm not trying to down teachers. Y'all, my grandmother was an educator for over 30 something years. I know it's more good teachers than not, but I also know that the bad ones are the ones who make the news. So we have to talk about it. If people out there are not guilty about being bad teachers, don't take this personal. But we're going to call out the bad ones, right? So my daughter, she tells me, she goes, Mama, I had to report. I'm so glad, because I remember she was passive. She kind of ignored it. And I'm not saying she did it all the time. But as she grows more into her womanness, then she comes out where it matters. Don't be confrontational. Don't put your finger in these teachers' faces. Don't cuss them out. Make sure you always ready. Have your recording. You don't have to be in their face with the cell and say, I'm recording you. Don't tell the left hand what the right hand is doing. Record their asses. You can do it privately. Build you a case. Even with those people who are talking about your hair. They don't have to know you filming them. Don't let them know. Record them. If that makes you feel better, and collect that shit. And when you collect it, then you might end up having a case of something. You know what I'm saying? Leave a paper trail. Don't feel like don't put yourself in a position where you have isolated these incidents that is happening to you. Have witnesses. Have someone that's going to be a witness. Don't put yourself where you're walking alone to your car, where you by yourself going grocery shopping, where you're by yourself everywhere. Have something, whether it's a Ring camera, whether your cell phone is on, whether you have a dash cam on your car. Have witnesses, okay? Have them with you. Have it around you, because shit happens when you're not prepared. And shit doesn't happen when you're always prepared. I mean, it's just how things happen, right? But just be prepared all the time. Carry you some mace. approved. If you're in school or something, make sure it's approved by policy. Make sure that you're not walking in with something illegal, But for the most part, if it's legal and you go into Walmart, carry your mace and have your your trigger finger ready. If you're not carrying a legally, something to protect you. There's such thing as restraining orders. Mm-hmm. There's such thing as no trespassing orders, criminal trespass, stalking charges. If it gets that far, do take it serious. Don't write it off because they're young, ain't nothing wrong. Everybody does it. Don't do that. So a lot of young people are missing today. A lot of young victims out there, especially women, men too. Don't suppress that. Don't keep it to yourself. Don't feel like, oh, I'm by myself. Everybody does it. No, not everybody's doing that. That's stupid. That's some crazy shit. People walking up to you and asking if your hair is real or not. Oh my God, this is so insulting. It's so humiliating. But don't let them see it's insulting, humiliating. Just hold your peace. Don't give them power. Don't answer them. If you have to journal about it, journal it. Write date and time and journal it if it makes you feel good. Have a diary, journal it. Put it away because you let it out and you just put it away, right? What are you drinking, Miss Rhonda? So I'm drinking water. So I drink this Ozarka. I always tell people I drink 8 to 9 bottles a day. I'm drinking water. I could talk you out of death, but I just needed to just be complete. And this is a topic that is never ending. It's something that happens every day, all day long to everybody. I was sharing with you about my granddaughter, what she had experienced. About people always talk about my granddaughter's hair, and she wears the most beautiful natural Afro puff hairstyle. She wears all kinds of things. She has braids. She always rocking beautiful hair. So yes, it's personal for me. It's personal for me because I'm Black. Because I understand. I know the culture. It's sometimes out there, but it's not just because it happens out there. And just because it seems like it's the majority, you don't have to accept it here in your heart. You don't have to accept it. Don't put it there. And set those boundaries. Do just a little bit of homework. Just trust me. You don't go, oh my God, this feels so corny. This feels so corny. Rhonda told me to do this. This feels really corny. You might feel it because I used to feel that. And I go, okay, let me just write this shit down. Then when I write it, I have it in front of me. I go, well, I be damn. I write, I go, I be damn. Because you wrote it down and you could see the problem. And when you write it down, it gives you your brain some endorphins to process, to heal, to restore, to become stronger, to become empowered. You know what I'm saying? Don't let these people start building a case on you where they're building more confidence, dumping and throwing up. We got to stop them dumping on your life, on your success, on you doing jewelry, writing poetry and singing and being a designer and coming up with your own business and having great friends and looking beautiful and loving yourself, right? Loving yourself. There's people that don't love themselves and they're constantly talking to themselves in the mirror in their own house. Miserable. And it's not your job to fix that. It's not. People have internet. There's people that have counselors and have connections where they can call and get help. But you don't have to express how disgusted you are with them because that gives them power. And that's anybody that does it, of any race. There's ignorance of all complexions, heights, and sizes, and broke and wealthy, and rich and poor. They come in all shapes and sizes. Well, I enjoyed you all, of course. Y'all, I love you all. I'm so interested because I'm an advocate for good people, right? I'm an advocate for people who don't have a voice. I'm an advocate for people. I'm just an advocate for the good. So this ain't my first rodeo. What that means is I've been, helping people my whole life. So I always got a lot of material. And when people don't have time to see it, then they go back to the replay and they play it back. And I'll get an email, someone saying, I'm not kidding y'all. I'm not kidding you. I get an email, not a whole lot, but I do get an email, and that's enough for me. When someone says, Rhonda, thank you for helping me. Rhonda, thank you for what you do. And I go, you're welcome, and thank you. You know what I'm saying? So thank you. Thank you. I want you beautiful women out there. There's a whole lot of beautiful things out there with empowering, successful women. I have a book written by Michelle Obama. I constantly read. And I think I might go live. I can't read her book live because it's not public domain. But I am interested in I have the book and a journal that goes with the book. And I'm interested in doing the journal live. Doing the journal live. And, while I'm on air, I could do that. I can't read word for word, but I could, we can have a class, right? On empowerment with women. We women, the truth is, men and women, we all need to work together because we all have all races. We need allies. So we can't do this alone, right? So we need allies of all complexions, of all religions. If they woke and they get it, that's the person you want in your life. That got your back. Doesn't matter about how they look, what kind of hair they got, where they from. If they just got some good damn common sense and they really cool, authentically through and through, then guess what? Maybe they could be a friend, right? But don't go out there by yourself, ladies. And last thing I'm going to say, don't go out there by yourselves. Don't alienate yourself. Make sure you have a witness. Make sure you got cameras. You got your cell phone on. You got your mace. Make sure that you have security around you. Don't just walk, parking lots by yourself. I don't care if you've been walking down that sidewalk your whole life. Don't continue to do it. Just be careful. Set boundaries. Everybody doesn't belong. Everybody doesn't belong here in your heart. Just put them in different circles. Out. Okay? All right, putting a close to this. Thank you all so much for being here. Putting a close to my live stream. 1 hour, 38 minutes into my live. Welcome again, my friends, my lovies. Eastside Herald, I enjoyed our conversation. We want to continue talking. I plan to do this even more because more people are coming out and they're wanting to talk about things. And I love talking about it because it's healthy for me. And I'm getting more and more people to trust me with their story and with their situations. And to talk like this just doesn't take once a week. So I know that I've been on a kick where I've been going live every night, right? Because I know that there is something out there for me when it comes to understanding. Not that I feel that I'm the hero and I could save everybody out there. I can't. I can just share with you what I've learned. And I could learn from you. You know what I'm saying? I have respect for you. I'm not, trying to be the leader and the preacher. I don't have a major in psychology. I'm not a doctor. but I'm qualified as a person who's walked in my shoes. I could share with you what I know. Um, I'm just happy to try to empower you all. And I'm just honored to have people in their 20s who are subscribed. And I'm honored to have all ages and people around the world who are subscribers. And numbers don't make me. It's quality versus it's quality versus quantity. Quality. If I got 1,300 people who are subscribed, and those 1,300 people are talking to me, man, I got a lot of good friends. You know what I'm saying? It's quality for me, not quantity. Even though I know I'm going to grow, but I'm not going to forget you. You know what I'm saying? I ain't forgetting y'all. I remember y'all. Trust that. I don't forget Lola. I don't forget Miss TR. I don't forget Najalista. I don't forget Eric Wallace and Eastside Harold. And again, Lola. I keep saying Lola because, I mean, there's people that's been with me from the beginning. Miss TR, I'll never forget. It's just a lot of great people. Coyote, Mike Aldana. I can go on and on forever. I'm just scrolling up and down. But, I mean, y'all know who you are. Daydream, Najalista. I've said it again. I'm going to keep saying it. But we come together and we can help each other, right? Sometimes we need help and sometimes we don't need help, right? So, putting us too close to, I do want to enlighten you all too. Thank you all for liking and sharing and getting my likes up, because who I am, I'm unique. I know I'm a drop in the bucket in this world of YouTube. I know that. But what makes me relevant is when you like, when you share, when you subscribe, when you click that notify button, when you come visit me. And if you want to elevate and get perks, you can always join as a member and subscribe. 99 cents is where it starts. 99 cents. I mean, we know what we can invest in. It costs 99 cents. I know I spent $30 on some chicken wings today. But every penny counts. And I thank you all for being members. We have a new person that also became a member. Welcome to Spark Nation. Spark Nation, where you have rocket power. And the person who became a member today is Karina Silvestri. Karina, welcome in becoming a member of Spark Nation. And I did a shout out. Check out the community tab every day. Every day I have something going on. That's my main point of reference when I communicate with people. I do have a cartoon tomorrow, which is Betty Boop. Everything I do, there's a reason and rhyme. Number one, we had, I think, BV. Somebody had recommended, I think it was so Mike Aldana, someone recommended Betty Boop. But first, I think it was BV, my Cowboy Nation sister. We've got a lot of people who represent all different teams of the NFL. Go back and play the replay. Take some notes. It's a lot I said, but the more you listen to it, the more it will become something that will be natural, because I know these things I'm talking about, it's not something I've made up. It's just life lessons. It's something I have succeeded in. My happiness now is because the work that I put into self, and the work that I put into setting boundaries, and the work I put into this channel, because I know that I have people counting on me. That's what's so interesting about a YouTube channel, is that you don't take it for granted. If you are a content creator like me, I am, and I'm speaking for me, that I don't take it for granted. People who need the help, who have anxiety, who have stress, who have things that they've been going through in life, and they got somebody like me that's going to put it out there, they're probably tired of what they see out there on YouTube. They probably sick and tired of what they see out there, and then they tune into me and they go, oh, this is refreshing. No, I don't have a staff working for me. No, I'm just me. And I'm different. And I know I am. And that's why I opened up a YouTube page, because I know I'm different. I know I'm unique. I know I'm special. I ain't gonna lie. I know that. I knew that since I was a little girl. Not that I used that to get, to succeed in life, even though I knew my voice had something special about it. So my whole life I've been a receptionist. I worked in the front. I used that to heal people. I used that to make more people millionaires and billionaires. I said, I'm opening up my YouTube channel and I am going to invest in self before I earn my angel wings. I'm going to enjoy my trip. I'm going to enjoy this journey of the rest of my life doing this. I'm going to respect people who are here. If people come to me, I respect them, because I know you have a bigger story. I know. I've worked in places my whole life where I had privy to people's bigger story, and it was hard to swallow. Oh my God. This poor head of mine got some stuff in it, but I've learned the last 4 years that I don't have to remember everything. That I can leave some space in there to learn something new. To feel virgin-like in my head and in life, right? Still have that kid at heart, right? To shine, to glow, even though majority of people out there probably feel that ain't cool. You're making yourself vulnerable, blah, 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 blah. Don't give a rat's ass what others think. It's my 2 lungs. I breathe. I live. If there's material I can share, I will share. Hopefully you all can take this and you save some stuff, and that'll be my legacy. Bonding, learning from you, traveling, and being very grateful of the help you provide me. Thank you for helping me. Thank you for joining, become a member. Thank you for investing your time, investing your money. Thank you, because I was able to pay my pulmonary specialist this week $45. Thank you. Yeah. I'll get my results. I'm going to share those results with you. I don't think it's going to be, I hope it's going to be great. I want to be optimistic, but I know there's some problems there. So I think we all got problems. We just got to not be afraid to figure it out, to look for answers and get better. We can get better, right? We got to put the work. We got to face it. We got to face the funk. We have to face it. So I'm going to update you real quick about what's going on tomorrow. I need you all to see me tomorrow, 1 o'clock Central Standard Time, 11 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We have Betty Boop. You go, Betty Boop. Yes, I have stuff that's cartoons, vintage cartoons, nostalgia. Betty Boop was originally an African-American woman, a Black woman. She went through all the hoopla, she had to fight for the rights of boop, boop, be do. All right, people try to steal that, even though there were writers and things like that that came after her and wrote some great cartoons, right? So I have a tribute at the beginning that you all can replay later and look at, right? It's going to go through fast because we have 10 episodes of Betty Boop, 1930s cartoons No commercials in this one. 10 episodes, 1 hour. It has some historical stuff that I've created and built and edited and added some music and did some hard work in that because I wanted to be true to myself that if I do a cartoon, I have to represent the original person, which is Esther Lee. Little Esther, Esther, they called her. Original Betty Boop. I have a tribute to her at the beginning, her picture, some newspaper clippings, some advertisements, and some really cool things about her when she was a little girl and when she grew up to be a grown woman. So come check it out tomorrow. You're always going to get some very spicy. You're going to get a spark from Rhonda's lovely Sparks material. There's always going to be a spark. Nothing is boring here. And then come see me tomorrow night. Hubby will be there. He helps me and I help him. We are in this together. When we received the super chat, my husband is in the background. He goes, "Thank you. We thank you." Because he's helping me too. He is the rock in my life. I'm so glad to be truly in love. And I thank God every day that I can experience what it really feels like because I've been without it almost my whole life. So our love is like that. So we will be there tomorrow. It is called Drive-In Theme. And it will have 2 movies. Always scheduled Saturday nights. 2 movies. It will be Blob, 1958. The first feature, 1958. Steve McQueen. Blob. And then the second feature after the 10-minute drive-in intermission, there's a 10-minute intermission. Go take a potty break. Go powder your nose. Go walk the dog. Give your fur baby some kisses. Get you a snack. Get you some bear, water like me, popcorn, and get ready for the second feature, which is called Beware, the Blob, 1972. It's a very special night. I do, on purposely, go out of my way to make this special and to make this like what nobody has on YouTube. It's not hard for me to be different and unique. I've been like that my whole life. It's how I'm wired. It's different. It's time put into this. It's time. It's love. It's to help you to get away and celebrate and just get away from what you're going through if it's not good and be able to face what is good the next day or sleep well or enjoy being around good people. We have good people around us, right? And hubby, he loves movies. So we got that going on. And I might have a book reading Sunday. I'm not sure. But the book reading is something you have to pay into because when I get the memberships, you all will get high quality. You think I'm working a lot now and that you're getting all that good stuff. And you are. Free. You're getting great stuff. The movies are free. Free movies. Okay? But when you subscribe, it depends on the level. You'll get the timestamps of what I have playing tomorrow. You have pictures of my family and husband and I traveling around the country, not the world, the country, eating all kinds of yummy food. You'll get my husband. He cooked something today. I got a post on 3 recipes behind. He cooked something great. Members get extra. Subscribers just gets a picture and the name of the plating. And people who are buying into it, they get the picture, several pictures, and the plating, and they get the directions, instructions, the brands he uses, his recipe, because he has a lot of secret recipes. It can be oregano, it could be cinnamon, it could be fish sauce, it could be this instead of that. I mean, he'll share that with to paid members. You'll get my book reading my book reading, live book readings on Fridays, $5.99. And these monies that you pay into investing in me, it helps me invest more into programs. It helps me invest into better lighting. It helps me feel like I'm earning my worth, because I'll make sure what you're paying into, you will get your worth. And shout out to Asia Robertson. Hello, mwah, mwah, mwah. And you're going to, I'm thinking about the first of next year, I'm going to incorporate some poetry readings. It might come sooner than that. I can't wait to spend Thanksgiving and Christmas with you all this year. We'll be live. It's going to be me going, it's just going to be early access for members. You get early access. You get more plots. You're going to get something different than what I post live in the chat. You're going to get some really different facts and trivia. The members will get something. Everybody gets trailers. So I make sure that people who are not paying for membership, that you get quality. But you can only imagine when you become a member what more you will get. Like, I can't believe Rhonda's working that much. And I am. I said, did you see Dallas win today? Luka had the game-winning shot. What, Lola was here. Lola said, she shared the news. She said Mavs won today. And you are telling me Luka made the winning shot. So thank you for rising and telling me, because I missed it. I needed to be with my grandson this evening. And, I was going to be live and do my book reading because I have that every Fridays, right? And I said, I post in community tab, I'm going to be with family today. I don't want to miss anything with my grandson, right? So I gave myself permission to say, I'm going to reschedule this later. And I'm going to spend some quality time with my grandson, right? These moments you cannot ever get back. And trust me, every time he comes here, I end up learning something so new. You know what my grandson said today? I'll say it real quick. My grandson, me and Andre, if we accidentally say a cuss word, he just dies laughing, right? He has this gut giggle that's so contagious. It's the most cutest thing I've ever seen in my world. I'm not kidding you. I'm 58. I think I've seen some things in my life, but this is new, okay? He will laugh. So Andre was saying, just by accident, he'll say a bad word and he'll go, oops, I'm sorry, Tristan. His name is Tristan. I'm sorry. And he just falls back and he's trying to capture his breath and he's just laughing his ass off. He's laughing. And I'll slip up and say, oh my God, what the hell? And he'll go, and I'll go, oh, I'm sorry, Tristan, I'm sorry. And he gets a kick out of me and Andre saying, we're sorry. So you know what my grandson did? My grandson said, shit, I'm sorry. Bad, Grandma. I couldn't help it. I said, oh, Tristan, don't say that. When me and Granddad say we're sorry, we're not trying to make you think that you get instant forgiveness or it's cool to say I'm sorry and then, cussing and say I'm sorry and it just gets rid of the bad thing you said. I said, okay, baby, just don't say that anymore. He said that word so clear. He said, shit, I'm sorry. Oh my God. Come here, baby. Come to Grandma. Jeff Lee. Hello, Jeff Lee. Love you. Jeff, you must be up tonight and you're going back to bed. I am going to bed in a minute too. Y'all, I'm going to bed in a minute too. I love you all. I was giving everybody an update. Check out my replay where I'm speaking to Naja Lista. I'm speaking to, it's a topic that we had someone who Daydream 1990s brought up. We were talking about hair, and she was talking about an experience about how she's being confronted about her hair, and people are questioning if she's wearing weave or not. And I gave her some good advice. Check out the replay of the advice. I gave her lots of advice on how to handle people, how to get your power back, how to not give your power away, um, how to get back at people without being confrontational, how to continue to be. I mean, I gave a lot of good advice. Check out the replay. I will be back and we'll see you all tomorrow, hoping at 1 o'clock Central Standard Time, 11 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, and 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. We're going to watch some nostalgia, Betty Boop with a tribute to Esther Lee. And we'll also have the double feature drive-in watch party with 10-minute intermission, drive-in movie watch party with 2 back-to-back 1958 Blob and the 1972 Beware the Blob, the continuation. I try to do that, try to find some great movies and make sure I'm like connecting them. You know, like if there's a part 1, I'm going to see if I can get part 2 and connect them and have it all night. Just have a great time and be together. Nighty night, my friend Jeff Lee, sweet dreams. I'm going to sleep too in just a minute. Get me some rest and check out the replay. We talk about some really incredible things with shout out to our new member, our paid member to Spark Nation. Thank you, Karina Silvestre. Welcome, Karina. Welcome. Thank you to all paid members. Thank you, and a red carpet rollout to you all. Thank you to my subscribers. Thank you to people who are giving away memberships, like Asia Robertson gifted a membership to William Williams yesterday. Thank you. Check out the community tab every day. That is my place to go where I communicate with you all. And then it's the movie with Steve McQueen. Yes, it's, I think, his first movie. Steve McQueen, The Blob, 1958. And then after the 10-minute drive-in intermission is Beware the Blob. And I want to share something with you all because there's an actor, I could not remember his name, that's going to be in Beware the Blob 1972. And I'm looking at on Wikipedia. And I want to give you the actors' names. Larry Hagman directed Beware the Blob. Larry Hagman, he played JR on Dallas. He directed this. And then you have people who are starring: Robert Walker Jr., Carol Lindley, Godfrey Cambridge, Gwen Guilford, Richard Stahl, Richard Webb, Marlene Clark, Jarrett Graham, J.J. Johnston, and Danny Goldman. And I was trying to see if I could find the guy on there that we all probably know is Godfrey Cambridge. Y'all remember Godfrey Cambridge? He's going to be in the movie tomorrow night, Beware the Blob. It's not Beware of the Blob, but it's Beware the Blob. And this is him, Godfrey Cambridge. Y'all come on out. Enjoy it. It's fun. I love Ghost Dad. Yes, Asia, I'm going to write that down, Ghost Dad. I always write it down, Ghost Dad. Yeah, Steve McQueen, the 1958. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And he's good at it. No, you could tell the potential in his future. When you see him in that, you're like, oh, yeah. Steve McQueen, in that day, you're going places. And then when I'm live, listen to this. When I am live, I do polls, trivia, fun facts. I share a little bit of the plot. I share with you some historical gems of things about actors and actresses. And it's such a great party where you can be a part of something that will feel like time went by so fast. You will probably get frustrated that I didn't schedule 4 movies instead of 2. But it's 2 movies scheduled. And probably a couple of times a year, I'll do like 3 movies. If there is a series where it's like, um, some series where Alex Haley something, I might end up doing all that in a one-nighter. You know what I'm saying? It just depends. I just have to read my material and study it. But I appreciate you all, and I always do shout outs, and I take my time for people who came into the chat room today. Eastside Harold, my love to Eastside Harold. Thank you for our conversation when we talked about your feelings about this town in Texas and how it does probably it makes you depressed, and how I gave some little nice gems on how maybe me and you can work on that together. And that's a choice you can have, whether you want to work on it together or work by yourself or make an option or don't make the option and don't have to face it. And maybe it's good that you're not there, but also probably understanding why. And also shout out to Lola and Naja Lista 90s and Eastside Harold again and Lola Hot Sauce. And we have a shout out to Karen that came by, Karen DeGold, who is always in our cowboy chat room. I was so happy to see her. Shout out to Ms. TR, my sister from Patterson, New Jersey, Eric Wallace, Asia Robertson, Jeff Lee. Shout out to everybody. Daydream 2020. I make sure I got the year right. I got to go back and read. Daydream 1990s. Daydream 1990s. We have our ladies here. They seem to really love the VHS cuts, the VHS movies. I've kind of been scheduling a whole lot of stuff 3 weeks ago and planned a month in advance and kind of been doing some deep diving into my channel, looking at some marketing opportunities, some promotion opportunities, how I can communicate with you all better by going live for 7 straight days. And I love it because really it's supposed to be something like while I'm working, the cat's in the background and I end up just chatting. And to be honest with you, I get fulfilled that way. I do. I get fulfillment. So it's growth spurts that I receive, and it feels amazing. So shout out again to all of our moderators. Thank you so much for helping. Thank you for being board members of, Spark Nation, which you become a member of Spark Nation. You get rocket power. Welcome again to Rhonda's Lovely Sparks, and check out the replay. It's really good. And I will see you tomorrow. I will see you today, actually. Today. And I'll see you soon.